Yeah, what up, y'all? It's Big M.O.C, Mr. M.O.C MC, representing the BVC, Brownsville, the collective. Yeah, M.O.C, master of the ceremony. I'm here with ZTG right now. About to chop it up a little bit about that, you know what's up. A little bit of that fashion for you.
So the reason I brought M.O.C to my space was because, not just because he's a dope MC and not just because he's from my crew, but because I made a post a while back where I said, I think that M.O.C is, and I don't mean to put him in a box, but I think he's Chicano rap's best dressed. You know what I'm saying? I gave him that title, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So I gave him that title, and being that I like to run interviews, not just about rap, but about different things, different lifestyles, I thought I'd bring him on and just, you know, kind of expound on his style and you know, the way he rocks, what he rocks, what brands he messes with. So off the top of your head, what brands are your favorite? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, off top, I'm gonna have to say Nike. That's off top, you know.
Right.
You know, right now we got the little Nike going on, you know what I mean? So that's off top. Of course, we got the Air Force Ones on right now, the waterproofs and shit, you know what I mean?
Right.
Off top, you know what I mean? So I can't lie, you know what I mean? Like, it's on me, it's in me, you know what I mean? And it's been like this for a long time, man. I owe that shit to my moms if we want to go way back.
So that's where you get your sense of fashion from?
My sense of fashion most definitely off top is from moms, because moms always kept me fly, was able to keep me fly. She would take me shopping to the fucking like Compton indoor type shit, you know what I mean?
Right.
So like right there was the snakeskin belts back then, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The Nike suits, you know what I mean? Jumpsuits. You got the Dickie cross cords and shit. Now, if you really know about some shit from back in the 80s, the Dickies had some fucking corduroy jeans, stiff, all the colors and shit. Cross cords going this way, you know what I mean? So we could really get deep into some shit from way back, you know what I mean? But that's all me, you know?
So Nike would be one of the brands. Name 3 more brands that you just like.
3 more brands? Yeah, shit, I got so stuck on the Nike shit. But, you know, a lot of times, even though that's branded type shit, it ain't always about the brands, you know what I mean? Like right now I got some shorts on that the homie's doing his thing, you know, trial and error and shit, you know what I mean?
Right.
You gotta, you know, get that shit right, but you know what I mean? If it's already looking right, it don't really matter, you know what I mean? It do matter, you know, because you're building a brand and shit. Sometimes brands could be people that you're looking out for, or you gotta, you know, like you see their vision, so it's like, all right, that's just looking fly, I can make that work.
Yeah.
And that's what they did right here. You
like
know what I
mean? I see there's dudes out there that I see that wear like Gucci and they got the expensive clothes, but it looks like the clothes is wearing them, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now when you got style, you could walk into Walmart and just choose whatever and come out fly, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm saying. So for that third brand, it's very hard for me to say like, oh boom. If anything, I like good, nice made shit. I would say maybe some Ralph Lauren polo type shit. Yeah. If I could think, you know, the main 3 we was talking about. Yeah. But other, you know, I think that one middle brand is that one that could be created by anybody, right? Yeah. You know, sometimes you don't gotta have the flyest, the most expensive shit, you know what I mean?
Right.
You just be like, okay, and you gotta know how to rock that shit, like put it together.
Yeah, like the other day I see you rocking like some Jurassic Park or something, and it look hard, you know what I'm saying, the way you were rocking it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, sometimes you gotta do, like the cards are dealt, you know what I mean? You go into the spot, you see some shit, you're like, oh, that shit look kinda dope, let me see. You know, you gotta know, you know, it stands out to you if you're shopping on some new shit for new brands. But you know, those ones you can always depend on, like Nike, like we was talking about, you know? Yeah. They always gonna have that dope shit, you know what I mean? And it's just cause over the years they built that shit, they earned that shit, you know?
Is there any rap artists that you could think of that have inspired your sense of style?
I would definitely say.
If you can name a few?
Oh, off top, like real shit, cause my niece even said, she's like, Theo. She like, Theo. She was watching some videos and shit, and there was some Wu-Tang shit. And she's like, Theo, that's you. Like, she's growing up in the new days, you know what I mean? New generation. So when she sees me, and she sees, like, just to make a comparison, so, like, what, Theo, that's you right there. So, and that's what, to me, that's saying, like, off top, East Coast, hip-hop, Wu-Tang, like, off, you know, always, because they came with that shit. They came looking ready for battle, ready for comfortable, you know what I mean? Not fucking all flossy and shit. You know, everything has its time in this situation. You gotta dress a certain way. You dress it up, you dress it down, whatever. But as long as you're comfortable, you know what I mean? Like right now, we just at the studio, and it's a comfortable, you know, feeling to help you create and be creative. You know, I think it has a lot to do with the way you create too. If you're an artist, you know what I mean, or if you're just a regular person, you know, it's how you feel. You know, so you throw that shit on, and that's what it's like.
Yeah, it sets off your mood of what you're gonna go get into.
Yeah.
Like today, you're like, yo, I'm gonna hit the studio. I still want to look fly, but I want to be comfortable. So you just kind of slap some on.
That's
so
why.
at your style, I would like to say, well, at this point, I don't know if it's evolved, but it's more leaning towards the East Coast to me. At any point, was your style more West Coast influenced?
At any point, yeah, there was definitely, I had a little phase, a little time where I had the 501s.
Yeah.
Oh, most definitely. You ain't even gonna believe me.
But even then, you were rocking it like different or with a twist?
Even in the 80s, you know, with the honchos. There was the honchos. You know, not the LA Gear honchos, but the honchos with the gold metal buckles and shit, you know what I mean, for the shoelaces. The red string, you know, you'll get those like Compton Indoor, you know. I mean, that's in the 80s, you know. And then you get further, you know, it's like the Air Maxes and you know, the Air Forces, you know. So man, I just lost my train of thought now.
You good. What's your top 3 favorite not sneakers, just shoes to wear?
Hey, top 3 favorite shoes. Hey, okay, like I'm gonna say, like off top, look at. Obviously, I got the Air Forces on, but these are the waterproofs, you know. These are the you know, the Dro Cities, you know. Got the all yellow.
Is Air Force One of them?
That's definitely one.
Yeah.
And it's a big one. Okay, then I gotta go with like, see me,
Wallaby?
Influenced by that Wu-Tang shit. The Timberlands, the wheat Timberlands, any kind of Timberland, and I like wearing the Wallabies too. You know, definitely my influence is big, of course, with the Wallabies, with the Wu and shit. You know, Ghostface, Raekwon and shit, or all of them, you know, rocking them Wallies. You know, so, but the West Coast shit, that's what we was talking about. That West Coast shit.
West Coast,
The West Coast, So then, you know, I remember wearing fucking the jerseys with the holes in it, you know? Like the fucking jersey with the holes
the midriff joints. Yeah, the cholo joints.
Hell yeah. The snakeskin belts, that was in the 80s.
Listen,
but after that,
go ahead.
The 501s.
Yeah, the 501s,
501s.
Did you baby cuff them? Did you do the baby cuffs, or that was gangster?
Yeah, I get the crease, the sewn part, flip it up.
Yeah, the baby cuff.
Iron that shit down.
So, look, so when it comes to fashion, right, a lot of people, artists, I see them get deeply into fashion, and the deeper they get into fashion, the more weird they begin to dress, you know what I'm saying? So my question to you is, would you see yourself, if you were like at a point where you were getting sponsored and stuff, would you see yourself getting a little weird, or where would you draw the line? Because you see a lot of these artists, you know, you see them almost wearing purses and just looking kind of, you know, like just they kind of se pasan a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I like about your fashion. It stays like masculine, and it stays in the border. You know
it's
what
like
I'm
a sport to me. You know what I mean?
So do you see how far do you see yourself pushing your fashion? You think that you would push it?
I honestly like the way I think about it, say like I had more money, so now I'm shopping in different places, and you see it. If it looks hard, you might be like, all right, let me see it. You know, you might be what do you call that? Exposed to different brands, different type of things. Now you got money. Now you wearing the glasses and shit, and you gotta keep up. And don't get me wrong, all that shit is fresh. You know, everything has its purpose. You know, when it comes to fashion, but I don't see myself like just doing it because I would hope I would never
that's what I
change my comfortability as far as like changing myself, because then it's gonna make me act different. If I put some different shit on, I might like, you know, I don't know. You know?
Make you start acting different. That's true, because fashion, what you wear makes you behave a certain way. You know what I'm saying?
I think fashion is big with that, you know.
Oh yeah, big time.
In psychology and in general.
Honestly,
you know what I mean?
Because when you think about it, when all the gangbang stuff was going down, the clothes would make your brain act a different way. It'd make you feel tougher, right?
Man, that's what I wanted to feel when I wear my Dickies
Yeah.
or my jeans. And
You
I
would
crease
feel a
them
little
up.
harder. You would feel a
I
little
would
tougher.
fold them right here,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
And
Had
in
the
the
belt
back.
buckles, you know what I mean? The
Right.
black ones with the buckle on
Yeah,
it.
with the
Either you had
initials.
initial. I used to put 3 of them on there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Had my whole initials on there.
Yeah.
You know, just put off that fashion shit, you know what I mean?
Right.
And it was always for the fashion since a young age. My mom, I learned how to iron all my shit in elementary school. Like just growing up, moms showed me that shit, you know what I
Right.
mean? And I really gotta like really emphasize on that shit on the real because like that's literally where I come from. Like you asking me these questions, that's what it really stems from. Cause mom's was, and she's into that shit too, you know. And she was always, you know, doing for her kids. So I was always able to kind of like have a good side of like seeing the malls and shit.
Yeah.
Even though I used to go shop at the Compton Indoor, all that, which was dope. You know what I mean? And you get some fly ass shit over there, you know, those are the best days.
But
man.
where do you think your clothes selection, because I know your mom had you, she had you, you know, looking fresh, but at one point your clothes select, because your selection is similar to how mine used to be. Usually, lately I haven't really been throwing nothing together like I used to back in the day. But a lot of stuff that you select reminds me of what I select. So I know that where it comes from for me, but where does it come from? Like, do you know how to draw? Where do you think that comes from? You know what I'm saying?
Man.
I almost feel like you can't even put your finger on where, for me, I don't know where it comes from. It just comes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think it's just caring about what you look like and what kind of, like, if you think about it, it's like you're presenting yourself, you know what I mean?
Right.
If you walk out the crib, you know, you walk into the store real quick, you might not dress how you really want to, but you just gotta do it real quick,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes you could do that shit fly as fuck though too,
Yeah, 'cause
you don't want to be caught out in public
Yeah.
and somebody see you looking like crazy and shit, which it sounds stupid, but when, you know,
'Cause look,
I think it's all in within oneself of how they feeling and how they want to feel and how they want to present themselves.
Because look, I had a few homies and they would go and get clothes, cool, good clothes, dope clothes, but they just didn't know how to put it together. You know what I'm saying? Like they just did not. They had the right stuff, but they did not know how to put it together. You know what I'm saying?
That still goes on to today when
You know what I'm saying?
See, I'm not a judge, you know what I mean? But sometimes you see somebody's fashion, you be like,
No, I be judging.
To each his own. Yeah,
I be
you
judging.
know,
I mean-
I try not to like. We ain't no bullies and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah,
Like
nah.
just straight out laughing at motherfuckers. But on the real, like it be like, okay, like they got that nice brand shit, but it's like, damn,
They're just not
they
wearing
not
it
even
right.
rocking that shit right, you know. But
Right.
you know, I think fashion is big, man.
I think fashion comes from, you just got it or you don't. You can't teach it. You
Is
can't.
that an element in hip hop yet or what?
No,
Fashion?
it definitely is. It's the unspoken element, if you ask me. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Because
'cause
from the
literally,
beginning, it was getting fresh. You know what I'm saying?
And to say what it, like stems, you know, I could say moms and this and that, but look at it from the music, fashion. For me, music brought that to me. You know what I mean? Like straight up. If it wasn't for the music and me seeing,
Of course.
you know, what I was being influenced by, or whatever, and held high because it's like, damn, that looks fresh, and it comes along with the package. You know what I mean? Like, you see these artists out there, and they're just gonna be doing nothing but looking good in front of the cameras, you know, because they got the stylist, they got all this, but they still got to know how to rock it too, you know.
Is there a few artists that you could name that stick out to you? I mean, besides Wu, right? Just artists that you're like, damn, every time I see this MC, he got the right gear.
That's an easy one. Nas.
Nas. Okay.
Nas is always fly. He always been fly. I mean, he had his little, when he was younger, had the little jeans and the Timbos and all that shit.
Right.
The little, you know, but, you know, throughout his career, and you still see him now, always fly as fuck. I can say all bad. That's a big one right there, because Nas, he had that fly shit, but he had that gangster shit at the same time.
Yeah.
But he knew how to, like, mediate that shit to where it was just some, you know, a little bit of both. But, you know, just on how, you know. Damn. That's a good question, man. I mean, of course, you know, you got your cousins growing up and you emulate them, what they doing and what's going on once again with the music, you know, now you got to have the all white Nike Cortez on, and then you had to get the shoestrings, and then you get the tip with the plastic, then you stuff it in and shit and make it look like a bell, almost like, you know what I mean? That shit I learned from my cousin, you know, and he was the generation a little bit older than me, so, you know, to back in the days with the acid wash jeans.
Yeah.
Remember the acid wash jeans? Yeah.
You know what?
You know?
Me growing up, I've always been a hat guy, right? Not just baseball hats, but different types of hats. But growing up in the hood or in the barrio, you know what I'm saying? The homies aren't very receptive to different types of hats. They'll kind of clown, you know what I'm saying? But I rock. Yeah,
who
like
you try to be and shit. Yeah, like,
I remember
a different hat on
I used to wear bucket hats before like Schoolboy Q made it popular, and people used to look at me kind of crazy, like, damn, you wearing a bucket.
You got one on right now.
Yeah.
But look at me as a hat thing. You know what I mean? I'm finding myself, and to be true with myself, I'm like, you know, I'm one of those guys like I'm always got a hat or some type of headgear with me. You know what I mean? Like. Cause I don't know, I think it adds, you know, to your little fashion
it's
sense.
Just accessories.
But like at the same time, it's like I'm getting more comfortable with being that different one and wearing that different hat. You know what I mean? Like now I like wearing them fucking like them newsboy hats. You know what I mean? Like the one, you know, like little fucking the ones that throw out the papers and shit. The little hats. You know, like, and that's some shit I probably wasn't wearing early back in the days, but. Shit, you get you a nice one and a fresh one, you know what I
was wearing all different types of hats, but the homies, they would clown, you know what I'm saying? But I just had to wear it so much that they were just like, oh, that's him. Like I would be wearing the Kangos or the buckets or you know what I'm saying, like a dad hat or, you know, they'd be like this, but they just, they got used to it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I used to love them days wearing the fucking hats and shit, you know, the polos and shit. You know, sometimes I didn't have hair, so like, you know, them little nice polo hats with the buckle in the back, you know, them hard ass fresh ones. So took that shit to the side a little bit.
Cortez or Chuck?
Cortez.
Cortez?
Sure. Yeah. It's been a long time, I'll tell you like this, since I wore Cortez shoes, and it's been a longer time since I wore fucking Chucks.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, you know, I would still throw something like that together because, you know, I'll be out there doing videos and shit. As you know, Z.
It's safe, safe to wear Cortez nowadays.
You know and then the Chucks too if I were to wear Chucks though, I'm wearing the white ones. Straight up. I'm gonna flip those on some white ones on some fresh shit. You know, feeling good and shit, coastal shit, you know.
If that was a brand that you were to be sponsored by, not Nike though, what brand would you like to be sponsored by?
Good question, and I'm gonna say like this: I would go with Nautica, just because you know, Nautica has some cool shit. If there was some fly ass fucking polo shit, you seen Nautica like, they got some fly shit too. Sometimes even flyers. Sometimes you know what I mean. But Nautica always held me down, you know. I would like to bring it back to the port, you know what I mean? Like,
oh, that's dope. You should be wearing Nautica. Do you think that you could go into the Polo Association store and come out looking fresh? You know Polo Association, right? The tweaker polo.
Yeah. That Polo Association?
You think you could come out looking, you think you could whip something up with that?
I mean, honestly, if you had to, nah, you know, because sometimes, you know, you get past it, you be like, oh, that shit ain't the polo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you be like...
But you think you could pull it off?
I mean, if I had to, I could pull it off. Hey, if I had to, I could pull it off. But, you know... Hey,
I see you rocking a Croc sweater the other day. That was hard. I was like, you know, Croc isn't the coolest brand, but you made that motherfucker look hard.
But the color, I think it was the color.
That was hard. I was like, damn.
And I know it's the one because I was thinking about that one the other day. Like, where's it at? You know, but it was.
It was hard. It was like cream, right?
It might have been. I don't want to correct you. It might have been a carrots one.
Oh yeah, carrots one. That's what it was.
Was it like that brown, that rusty kind of brown?
Yeah, that was hard.
Yeah,
you know what's crazy?
That brown is fire.
You know what people are starting to wear? They're starting to wear, and they kind of look fresh. The Costco gear, the Kirkland. People are wearing Kirkland. You seen that?
I mean, I haven't really seen that going on. I've seen it. Don't get me wrong, I've been there, I shopped there, you know what I mean? So I see what's there. I'm always looking and some shit's flying up. I'll be like, okay, maybe, because they got Nike there, you know what I mean? Might not be the Nike you looking for and shit.
Not the
you got your whole fucking selection, but you know what I mean? But Kirkland, let me tell you like this, the tees, the white tees for the Kirkland, 6 in 1 pack. Bro, for $23, 6 nice, clean, crispy ones that bounce and fucking like they light, you know what I mean? But they're
Right.
sturdy enough, you know what I mean? Because I'm picky with shit like that, like t-shirt, white tee.
Yeah.
That's the thing, like who makes the perfect white tee?
Who's your favorite white tee?
Man, I'm gonna tell you like this, Kirkland.
Kirkland?
I bullshit you not. Hardest. You'll feel like a new man every time you put that shit on. Just because it's that one got the collar that ain't gonna stretch on you and get all loose and shit.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you brought that up, Kirkland.
Is there a
straight up,
baseball
no
hat
lie.
team that you will not wear?
That I'll not wear.
Yeah.
It's probably easy to answer that. I haven't wore one, but I can't lie, that hat is pretty dope, man. And it's sad that, but I would maybe wear it, but I not in that sense. The San Francisco Giants hat.
Oh, the Giants.
Yeah, but I like they got something going on with that little, you know.
Yeah.
And then for you to not to be able to wear it based on some like loyalty type shit, you know, LA shit, you know what I mean?
What's your favorite baseball team gear, like as far as like fashionable?
Dang.
You know what I'm saying? Like hats and
Good question.
jerseys or whatever.
I could go back in the days, or we can go now.
Just in general.
In general, like right now,
The king of like the
Ooh,
illest. Would it
man.
be Yankees?
the Yankees is tough with the Yankee hat.
Yeah.
Anything look hard. Anybody with a Yankee
The
hat
Yankee,
look hard.
remember the Yankee with the
Yeah.
pinstripes? With the pinstripes? That was hard.
Yeah, I remember those. See, hats, I grew up in the 80s, so I know a little bit of fucking the fashion and how it changed from what style of pants and how the shapes of the pants started changing. Then it's like, damn, you can't find shit no more because all the pants started changing and getting tapered and shit.
Yeah.
Taper's cool now, we getting older and shit like this, but you know, like, you know, and I still keep it a little baggy, you know, and that's just me, you know.
Right.
And that's the thing too with age. It's like people could be like, oh, you need to grow up, like, or you look like you a kid, like I'll mistake you for somebody, whoop-de-whoop, you know what I mean? But if you're not feeling free in not only alone yourself, but in fashion, and be able to express yourself in that manner without having to worry about shit, you know, you gotta do for you. And that's why I'm comfortable in my own shoes. You know what I mean?
I think your fashion is, even though it's street and it's hip hop, it ages well with you. I think that you're not. When I look at you, I don't think you're dressing like a little kid. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man.
I think you're dressing like you know, like of your age. And I don't think it. I think it's when people our age are trying to dress like the kids, then it looks ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? But
which is, you know, to each his own. You can't knock nobody, but I think that what you said, and as well as the ones that have to feel like they have to dress a certain way because they maybe are of that age, or because they're in an environment that is kind of, now they surround themselves with certain people that if they, you know what I mean?
Right.
You start conforming in you know, to your environment instead of always feeling free and be yourself.
Yeah,
you know,
be yourself.
It's an expression of yourself.
Exactly.
You know?
That's what I try to tell people. It's just
Yeah,
I make beats, I rap, I do video, I do photos, and I like to dress. As of lately, I've been toning it down, but throughout my whole life, it was definitely a way that I expressed myself, how I dressed, how I felt that day, the colors that I chose, et cetera, et cetera. But
hell yeah, it's bro, like we could really get into it, bro. I'm the type that like every day is a journey for me. Like if I'm stepping outside my house, I'm like, the good thing is, you know, you just gotta know how to shop and have this and have that, so you could put it together. You know what I mean?
You might not have the shirt for that hat today, but one day you will. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm gonna tell you,
and then
like
you're on a
this,
mission to look for that shirt for that hat.
I feel good right now. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I feel comfortable. I feel lively just cause of the colors alone. You know, I didn't even come on purpose with my drawers, fucking Michigan. M.O.C. You know what I mean? That's my get down. You know what I mean? Master of the ceremonies. You know, and that's part of the fashion. Why would I have the M's? You know, like that's me. You know.
Most def. Well, you know what? We're gonna wrap it up. That was it was short and sweet, but we got right to the point. And my boy M.O.C., like I said, if y'all want to challenge me to this, I think that M.O.C. is Chicano rap's best dressed, or LA West Coast Latino rappers best dressed. I mean, when I see, I know I know fashion when I see it, you know what I'm saying? And my boy style is not weird. Everything is, none of it is goofy. I never seen him wearing nothing goofy. Every time it's like hip hop, you know what I'm saying? So shouts out to my boy M.O.C, my fellow Brownsville member. And any last words?
Man, this was dope. I'm gonna say anybody come chop it up with Z. Just like I know he knows me. Yeah, that fashion, that's where it's at. That hip hop and that fashion, come talk about it.
Peace.